A lot of our children have been using Scratch for several years now, and it can get quite boring, and it was just kind of, we were finding that children were becoming a little bit more disengaged with it. So we wanted to try and liven that up by bringing in a robot like Picoh that would enhance that. And it really did. It's been amazing. We wanted to base it around the Near Space project that was provided by LGfL. That was a really nice hook for the children. They loved the idea of sort of this robot going up into space and thinking about the different emotions that he was going through.
Move back that way, that's it. Okay, right. We're going to count. Should we do a countdown?
Yeah, that really kind of gave the hook and purpose to the project itself. So we started planning a number of lessons, like a sequence of lessons, to help children's computing skills, but also their literacy skills as well.
In Scratch, you have a limited amount, but with Picoh and Robot in it, you can do lots of exciting things. You can change its colour, make it talk, and you can even turn its head.
The highlights have been, I suppose, just one, the engagement of the children, but two, I think we kind of underestimate the capabilities of a lot of our children, and sometimes the lessons that we've planned have gone off in different directions. It's been really good to kind of, you know, there is a focus for those children that need that support, but also there's that challenge for those children that want to go further and go beyond kind of the content of the lesson itself. So a couple of examples of that was where we asked the children to use that dialogue with the Picohs and to get the Picoh to actually speak. But actually we then started thinking about like the emotions and how we could use the body language of the robot, even though it hasn't got any like limbs as such, how it could move its head and move its eyes and all of that to give it that real emotion. And also in terms of the voice, I think even though the lesson objective was to look at kind of how to program it so that it would speak, it then turned into maybe things like changing the language and having a look at the other sort of capabilities that it has as well.
So I've been making the Picoh talk, but I also wanted to add some expression to it. So then instead of making it straight up happy to sad, I made it go from different expressions, so that different but really similar expressions, so that it's really smooth, a bit like an animation. So then one of the examples is I went from happy to sad to very sad to crying, so that it looked more smooth.
I think at the very beginning when we started trialling this, one of the most surprising things really for me was the ideas of the children. I think that's led into the planning of the sequence of lessons that we did. We had one child who wanted to get his Picoh to dance, for example, and I thought that was a really nice, lovely idea. And again, in those initial stages, we did just let the children tinker with the Picohs, and that's kind of where the idea of them talking to one another came from, because they wanted them to be able to communicate with each other, and it wasn't just about that one piece of kit connected to that one device. So it was nice to kind of get those different things there.